Let's start with building a plural of nouns. And first one will be the ending "ы". And let's work with our table, with the map we created in the introduction lesson. First we would write singular, then plural, and then we will see what's happening with the ending. And the first example was journal, a magazine. Journal. And do you remember how to build plural for journal? Journale. We just add ending "ы". Journal. So the ending plus "ы". Journale. So we got the plural of magazine. Journal, journale. So what's the general rule? If we got a hard consonant in the end of the word and we want to produce a plural, we basically just end it with "ы". And we got a plural. So journal, journale. Some more examples would be чемодан, чемодан. Чемодан is suitcase. How would you build plural of чемодан? Basically we end it with "ы". Чемоданы. Чемоданы. We end it with "ы", because N is hard consonant, L is hard consonant. Computer is computer. Computer. How would we build a plural of computer? Компьютеры. Компьютеры. Well, but in Russian language there are so many hard consonants, there are so many consonants. And do you remember the general spelling rule I taught you in the previous lesson and a few lessons before? Basically, if we got consonants K, G, H, Ž, Sh, Sh, and Ch, we can only these hard consonants can only be followed by E. So this is the general rule. It doesn't matter where a hard consonant is coming inside the word. If we need to decide between E or I, we should decide for E. And basically this is exclusion rule. I call it exclusion rule. I don't know what's the exact name for this rule. Actually, it's not a real rule for plural here. It's more or less adoption of the general rule, spelling rule to our case of constructing the plural. Basically, if we see a word ending in consonant, then we just need to see if one of these consonants is the ending consonant. If it's not, we're ending with "ы". If it's one of those consonants, we're ending with "и". So I hope you will learn these consonants. They're important, and the spelling rule is important, especially even Russians are making mistakes, and it takes for children in the school quite a lot of time to learn this rule, to get acquainted with this rule. Why? Basically because she and she, or chi and chi, zh and zhi, h and he and he are sounding quite similar. So E and E are kind of replaceable in this case, at least for the sound. And this is actually playing in your cards, so it helps you. Basically, if you're making a mistake and replacing E with I in this case, it's absolutely no problem. In the spoken language, people absolutely will understand you. And then again, if you, for example, instead of I is putting I, then you would get from чемоданы, чемодани. It's also more or less a very well sounding plural of a noun. Russians will definitely understand you. And I'm still insisting of you starting to speak as soon as possible, and don't get bothered by your small mistakes, because the mistakes are making you professional in speaking. Let's take a last word. It will be new for you. Иностранец. Иностранец is foreigner. Нет. So, ц is a hard consonant. Is it one of those consonants? No. Then to create a plural out of иностранец, we just need to end it with «ы». Иностранцы. И, но, с, т, ра, н, цы. And we got foreigners by ending with «ы». Now let's go to the second example on our map. The second example was газета. Газета. Газета was ending in a, meaning it's feminine. However, for now on, it's not very important if it's feminine or masculine. We're just looking at the ending of the noun. And the plural become газеты. Газеты. So what was this rule? How did we get from газета to газеты? Basically, we replaced a with «ы». A is getting «ы». It's simple. It is very simple. It's probably one of the most simple ways to create plural. However, we need to find words with ending in a. And few examples. Машина is car. Машина ends in a. If we want to create a plural, we just need to replace a with «ы». Машины. Машины. Квартира. Квартира is apartment, flat. Квартира. Ends in a. To create plural, we just need to replace it with «ы». Квартиры, apartments. Квартиры. And the last one would be женщина, woman. Женщина. Try to build plural by yourself. It ends in a, so the plural will become женщины. Женщины. So those rules were not very difficult, weren't they? Let's repeat the words because they're important. Those are words from the frequency lists. And don't worry about not exercising too much because plural will come over and over in so many lessons. We cannot simply speak without plural. That's actually why this topic of building correct plural is so crucial for any language. And for Russian, it's not an exception. If you cannot build a plural, you cannot really lead a meaningful conversation. Even if you're able to speak and if you're able to build sentences, without plural, people won't take you really serious as a speaker of a language. So let's exercise. Journal. Do you remember the meaning of journal? Is magazine. How would we make plural of magazine? Журналы, by adding «ы». Чемодан is suitcase. Чемодан. Чемоданы, plural of чемодан. Computer, компьютеры. Иностранец is foreigner, иностранцы. And the rule is, if it ends with hard consonant, we simply add «ы». But if it ends in one of these consonants, k, g, h, zh, sh, sh, and ch, we are not allowed to end with «ы». So we need to put «и» in the end. It's a general spelling rule for Russian language. Газета is newspaper. Plural of газета – газеты. Машина – car. Машины – cars. Квартира – apartment. Квартиры – apartments. Женщина is woman. Женщины is women.